What's going on, everybody? My name's Michael, and today I'm going to be talking about my papa, which a lot of you people probably call your grandparents grandpa, but I called mine papa all the time. So I mean, yeah. But anyway, a friend of mine requested me to make this video. Talk about how I found out about his or how I found about. I'm sorry, I got a bit of a sore throat, so that's why I sound different. Plus, my nose is stuffy. But a friend of mine requested me to do this video and talk about how I found out about my papa passing. What he was going through before he passed, and yeah, don't mind the pink walls, pink ceiling behind me. I still gotta get this painted. I've been so busy for the past few months. I never had the chance to do it. So hopefully soon. But anyway, before I get off subject, I do apologize if I lose it. But yeah. So about 4 or 5 days before he passed, he'd been complaining that his back was hurting him like crazy, and he had a lot of health issues. He had he was a diabetic, and I'm trying to remember what else. I don't know. He had a lot of health problems. A few years back, blood his blood sugar was really high, and he had to stay at the hospital for about 2 weeks. And but the Sunday prior, which he passed the Thursday after, which was July 19th. But on Sunday we were having a little cookout, and my brothers and we were taking our four-wheelers, trucks, and quads out onto the fields because my papa and grandma, they own a farm. They own this big ass field. It's one of my favorite places to be at besides the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. But we were out there kind of having fun, and I was driving my truck around the field for about a few hours, and as we were getting ready to leave, or when we got there, he said that his back was hurting, and that's what he was complaining about nonstop. And then as we were getting ready to leave, apparently he was calling an ambulance, and I asked my grandma, is he doing okay? And a lot of times he would overreact, which at that point we thought he was. But apparently his back pain got really bad, and he was on the phone with a paramedic. He said, I can't be home anymore. My back is killing me. And yeah. But then, I thought he was gonna be perfectly fine, because he's suffered back pain a lot, the past 10-15 years. And he had to have a lot of people take care of him, and he just not saying this to be an ass or anything, but you know, he didn't really care much about his health, and you know, my family and I had always feared something like this was going to happen. We talked to him, we told him, you know, you need to get help. I know you don't want to, and I know you're suffering this pain, but you got to get help. And unfortunately, he just never did that. But you know, he had back pain. We thought he was gonna be okay, cause you know, back pain, that's really that, I don't know. But you know, Thursday morning, the day before my birthday, which my birthday was on Friday, July 20th. I was getting ready. I turned 20 on July 20th. So, but anyway, back to the subject. You know, my dad's fiance had called me, said that my papa's pain got really worse and he's not doing so well, and so you know, I went to the hospital, I visited him, and the doctors were talking to us. They said he wasn't gonna his pain was getting really worse, and that he might not live for another full week. And yes, you know, we did lose it. You know, it was really emotional at that point, but you know, and I'm still trying to get over it. You know, it's Monday right now. It happened last week, Thursday, and so I'm trying to get over it. But you know, you know, it was tough for us. You know, I went to Facebook very quick to let everybody know what was going on. I called everybody first, my family anyway, and then, you know, I went on Facebook and said something, and you know, I had people call me, texting me about 30 minutes later saying, "Look, I'm so sorry this is happening to you. I'm sorry this is happening to you, you know, especially with it being so close to your birthday, you know, and you know, just the night before I was so excited about my birthday, and you know, everything changed the next morning. And so you know, I looked at my papa. It was, you know, he was asleep for most of the time, and you know, I wanted to wake him up and say something, and I just didn't have the guts to do it. I really wish that I would have said something and say, "Hey, you know, thanks for being a part of my first 20 years, and I couldn't do it." But, you know, we went home about after 4 hours of sitting at the hospital, and we didn't think he was gonna pass that night. And the next morning, we received the unfortunate truth. He had passed away just before midnight, and I lost it immediately. Unfortunately, we had to have known this was coming, and the way it looked when we were at the hospital, that's the way it looked. Yeah, so I mean, this birthday, my birthday this year kind of screwed up, but you know, it is what it is. I do miss him a lot. It's only been, let's see, it's Monday now. It's only been about 3 days since I've seen him, and I already miss him. If he was still alive and in that position, I'd tell him how much I love him and how much I will miss him. Right now, there's a GoFundMe page for my papa set up. So I mean, if you would like to donate money and help him or help us, so that we can, you know, get the funeral plans all set up, that would be helpful. I'll send I'll try and set up a link in the description, hopefully. So, for those of you, if you have a loved one who is suffering and might not make it, be sure to tell them how much you love them. And that goes for anybody else in your family. Because you never know when something bad can happen. Rather, if it means them passing, like suffering a heart attack, or, you know, something from old age, or if it means them getting killed in an accident, getting murdered, or something like that. You know, yeah, those are tragic things. So, if you have a brother, a sister, or anyone like that, you know, don't hate them for who they are. I understand, you know, as we grow up with siblings, you know, things get tough. I know when I was growing up, I have 3 little brothers, so I mean, yeah, we would argue and fight a lot, but I mean, now we have each other's backs. But, you know, still, you never know when that last day of seeing them could be today or tomorrow. So, yeah. So, for those of you who watch this, I highly appreciate it. You know, thanks for taking the time to watch this. I know this wasn't the best video, and I know this video took a while to watch, but that's all I gotta say. Thanks for watching. Have a nice night.